Hello, students, how are you all? I hope you're keeping fine in this pandemic situation. In this situation, since we are all having all the banking transactions from our home, so I thought of making a video and discuss about what banking is, how we are going to carry on with banking in this situation, and also what are the types of accounts we have, how we can operate these things, and so on. So let me start. It is very essential for each one of us to have basic banking knowledge. Government of India, Ministry of Finance, RBI and banks have therefore launched a program called Financial Literacy. You must have heard about it. Camps are being held at various locations to make aware people regarding this basic banking structures. It is also expected that financial counselors should be there at least district level to guide and help queries regarding banking, problems faced by various customers, and find solutions free of cost. Now, what is basic banking knowledge one should have? Now, discussing about this, everyone must have at least a basic bank account. Poorest of the poor can open a bank account with zero balance. He or she can then start deposit at per his or her choices as his income is. Simple pay-in slips and withdrawal slips are always used. He or she must learn how to fill in these slips themselves. These are provided in regional languages, hence there should be no problem in filling up these slips. Even an illiterate person can open a bank account by giving thumb impression to operate his or her account. Yes, he or she can also possess a rupee card and withdraw from ATM. He or she can use mobile phone. Hence, it is expected that he or she will be able to use ATM by using numerical password. Necessary precautions should be taken, and that is what we will discuss later. You should be in a position to send SMS all along with receive SMS. How to remit or send money to your son, daughter studying elsewhere, or you need to send for any other purpose, you should be well aware of that. You must know how to form for NEFT or RTGS as it is filled in. How funds can be obtained in your account as I have discussed. You must have at least one life insurance and accident insurance policy. Know how to send insurance premium through bank account. You must obtain information regarding various government schemes specially launched for your own benefit. Later on, you can proceed further to obtain information regarding various loan schemes, and I assure you there are various available in the market. You should not disclose your password to anybody on telephone or in person. You should note that bank never asks for such information. Be alert while you are on counter. Do not take help of any unauthorized person. This way you will protect yourself from fraud and any other trouble. Please keep your passbook, ATM card, Aadhaar card, etc. that you have with you safe. Do not write down your password in passbook or ATM cover, piece of paper or somewhere else. Please memorize it and do not disclose to anybody including your own people also. If you take precaution while banking, you will find that it is pleasure. Experience it and help others also whenever there is a need. Now we will discuss what are the things that everyone should know about banking. Firstly, every banker is a human being, has a family to feed, has a life outside of getting your money credited. Secondly, he or she actually doesn't know certain things like When will checks get cleared, or why DBT money is not credited, and so on. Always wait for your turn. Even if he is idle, he has instruction to follow the queue and allow the next person only. We get paid to keep your money safe and not from your money, because we understand that it is your hard earned money and should be kept safe and well protected. No, they don't want to sell your insurance or other products, but we have to follow the rules, and please understand it is a matter of your survival and our survival in competitive scenario, so they are asked to do so. They are not government people, they belong to public sector unit. They don't earn in millions. They also work on the same salary as yours. They are given very limited resources to work. If they are unable to help you, please understand they are not using delaying tactics or doing it purposely, but sometimes the system really doesn't work. Complaining to our higher authorities about us only makes our lives more difficult. We also strive the best, but they simply cannot help it out. So it is our own duty to understand them. Now, bank accounts help you keep your money safe. At the same time, they also help you compound your investment or savings by allowing you to earn interest on your deposits. Banks operating in India fall under four categories: private banks, public banks or nationalized banks, foreign banks, and cooperative banks. All four of these categories of banks allow citizens to open a bank account in India. To understand how to select a bank account that suits your requirements, you need to know the kind of bank accounts that all four types of banks usually offer. Now, coming to this, there are 6 kinds of bank accounts from which you can choose. Firstly, savings account. These are deposit accounts meant to help consumers or customers save their money. A savings bank account can be opened by any individual in India who holds an Aadhaar card and a PAN card, both of which are mandatory to open a bank account in India. Now, discussing about the key features of a savings bank account. The limit here. There is no limit to the amount of money that can be saved in a savings bank account. The number of transactions may be capped in some cases depending on your bank. Balance. A customer is expected to maintain a mandatory minimum balance in mainly most cases, or to maintain a savings bank account. Exception to minimum balance requirements is for selected accounts, such as savings account that have been opened under the Indian federal government's financial inclusion plan, as it is called, the Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana PMJDY. Under this, one savings bank account with zero balance is opened per person. These accounts fall under the basic savings bank deposit accounts, which limit the number and value of deposits that can be made, and withdrawals are capped at 4 per month, including ATM withdrawals. Interest. A consumer or a customer earns interest on the deposits made in a savings bank account. This interest rate varies from one bank to another. For example, interest rate for savings bank deposit is 2.70% for account balance of up to rupees 1 lakh at India's largest public sector bank, which is SBI or State Bank of India. While interest rate for savings bank deposit is 3% for account balance below rupees 50 lakh at India's largest private sector bank, which is HDFC. Now the benefit: savings bank serves as the easiest way to earn interest on idle money lying in banks. Now the next account is current account. Current accounts are mostly business accounts where money is frequently transferred between financial accounts. These accounts are best suited for transactions by corporations and business owners or organizations for daily business activities. Now, the key features of a current account, let's discuss this. The limit: there is no limit to how much money can be put in a current account. Current accounts also do not have a transaction limit. Balance: discussing about this, a current account has a higher minimum balance requirement than savings bank account. Discussing about the interest, consumers do not earn any interest on current account. Then what is the benefit? These accounts allow an overdraft facility which permits consumers to withdraw any money from the account that is actually in the account. Now discussing about the third type of account, that is salary account. These accounts are opened by banks upon the request of big corporations and businesses that pay their employees through banks. Those are called current accounts. Those are called salary account. Each employee is eligible to maintain a salary account in which the company they are employed at with credits a monthly salary. Now, what is the key feature of this salary account? Let's discuss the limit. There is no limit to how much money can be put in a salary account. Each employee receives salary based on disbursal from their employees. Independent transactions can be made by employees to transact between this kind of bank account with another. Now discussing about the balance, a salary account is a zero balance account and employees can withdraw all the money credited in the account at any point of time. Interest: employees do not earn any interest on salary account. What is the benefit of such kind of account? These accounts can be converted into savings account at any point of time. Upon inactivity for more than 3 months, banks hold the rights to convert these accounts into savings account. The regulation for which is different and there are certain rules and regulations for this. The next type of account I'm going to discuss is NRI account. These accounts are opened by non-resident Indians who wish to maintain a financial bank account in India. There are 3 kinds of NRI accounts that can be opened. Non-residential ordinary account, which is called NRO. These accounts hold deposits in Indian rupee denomination. The money deposit is from proceeds earned in India. Now the key features of this account is there is no limit to how much money can be put in an NRO account. Balance: any amount of balance can be maintained. Discussing about the interest, the principal and interest earned on that principal fall under the taxable category. The benefit of such account: these accounts are unaffected by the rate of conversion. An NRI can open a current account, a savings account, or a fixed deposit account via the NRO account. Discussing the next one, non-residential external account, NRE account. These accounts hold deposits in Indian rupee denomination. The money deposited, however, is not from proceeds earned in India. In other words, the money deposited is earnings or savings from the country where the non-resident Indian lives. The key features of this NRE is there is no limit to how much money can be put in an NRE account. Balance: any amount of balance can be maintained without any restriction. Interest: the principal and the interest earned on that principal do not fall under the taxable category. Now, what are the benefits of these accounts? These accounts bear the impact of a prospective change in the rate of conversion. An NRI can open a current account, a savings account, or a fixed account via the NRE account. Now, discussing about the next type of account, foreign currency non-residential account, FCNR. These accounts hold deposits in the currency approved by the Central Bank of India, the Reserve Bank of India. Any NRI or a person of Indian origin can hold deposits in an approved currency in which they earn their income. If the income is earned in a currency other than the approved list of currencies, then an approved currency is chosen for the conversion of the earnings or the proceeds to be deposited. FCNR accounts are often called FCNRB accounts, where B stands for banks. Now, the key features of this FCNR is there is no limit to how much money can be put in this kind of account. Discussing about the balance, any amount of balance can be maintained. Interest: the principal and the interest earned on that principal do not fall under the taxable category. The benefits of these accounts bear the impact of a prospective change in the rate of conversion. An NRI can open only a fixed deposit account with the minimum maturity of 1 year via the FCNR account. Now, discussing about the fifth account, that is recurring deposit account or RD. These accounts are opened as deposit accounts by consumers or customers who are interested in earning interest on their money. Commonly known as RDs, these accounts are the easiest ways to earn an income higher than that offered by savings account. The key feature of a recurring deposit: the limit. The minimum limit to open an RD or recurring deposit differs from one bank to another. Consumers can opt for a minimum limit as low as 1000 rupees per month and can open an RD with any bank of their choice. Balance: RDs are deposit accounts that allow consumers to collect a monthly amount set at the beginning of the tenure of the account. Interest: a fixed amount is deducted every month and collected in the RD account where it earns interest month on month. The interest is often higher than savings account. Now, what is the benefit of this kind of account? The flexible tenure of the RD makes it a consumer-friendly financial decision. Consumers can opt for anywhere from 6 months up to 10 years to deposit their money in an RD and earn interest on the deposited amount. RD's account can be discontinued before the end of the tenure without losing the interest earned. Now, the sixth type of account is fixed deposit accounts or FD. These accounts are opened to earn interest on deposits for a fixed period of time until maturity. Fixed deposits are among the safest financial instruments to save and earn interest on idle money. The key feature of such kind of fixed deposit is there is no limit to how much money can be put in a fixed deposit account. The higher the money allocation, the more interest is paid at the end of the account's tenure. Balance. An FD account holds a lump sum amount as investment. Interest. The bank pays an interest on this deposit. This interest is paid once the tenure of the FD or the fixed deposit is completed. Upon breaking the FD in the middle of its tenure, consumers risk losing out on the interest and often receive only the principal amount. Benefit. FDs are risk-free investment with high returns. Most banks in India offer an FD interest rate higher than savings account interest rates and RD's interest rates, owing to the fixed tenure benefit a bank enjoys in the case of FDs. Banks can hold big sums for a fixed period and consumers can make higher volatility free return, turning the financial instrument into a win-win for bank as well as the consumers. Now concluding about the banking scenario, banking in India is tailor-made by public sector as well as private bank to suit different kinds of requirements for different age groups and genders to equip all citizens to become financially enabled. As the country is taking small yet bold steps towards financial inclusion, citizens' awareness and knowledge will grow a long way in further empowering the collective efforts of the nation in growing India. Now, discussing about what kind of transactions you should have in this ongoing situation in the times of lockdown. Be very careful about your mobile banking or internet banking. There are various cases of frauds that happen every day and money can be lost in that kind of transaction. So it is a request whenever you give PIN code or whenever you give access to mobile banking, be very careful about it. In cases if you forget, do not share it with anyone. Rather, you keep it noted in some personal space or in personal diary which you have. You can just keep a note of it, but do not share it with anyone. You might receive SMS alerts or emails or some other notifications telling you to reveal your passwords or some. Please do not do so because these are all fraudulent activities. The bank will never ask for such kind of things. If you do so, you are at a high risk of losing all the money that is there in your bank. So in these times when we have to do mobile banking and internet banking and there is no other way, be very careful of with whom you are sharing your passwords or your details and how you are carrying on your transaction. So I will like to end my video here. I have spoken a lot about banking and I've given you all the banking details. So be very careful. You need to be very careful in these times and definitely stay aware of the banking rules and regulations. That's all I would like to say. Ending my video here. I hope you will be benefited out of this video. Thank you. Stay safe, stay healthy and keep smiling. This pandemic will definitely be over. We just hope for the best. That's it. So ending my video here. Thank you.